Hey everybody, welcome. This is our Unit 1 study guide. So here we go. Negative 12, negative 5. So they're the same sign. If we have the same sign, we sum them. So we're going to add them together. So 12 and 15 together makes 17. Again, that same sign sum. Okay? So same sign, we sum them, and then keep the sign. So you want to keep the sign. In this case, the sign is negative, so we get negative 17. Different sign, we take the difference, so we're going to subtract. So 7 and 18, the subtraction of that would be 11, and then keep the sign of the larger one. So different sign, then we want to do difference. And again, sum is just addition, difference is subtraction. And then keep sign of larger.
Jade Bozeman, please come to parking office. Jade Bozeman, please come to the parking office. Thank you.
Sorry about that, but there are lots of noises going on today during lunch while I make this. So again, same sign sum, so that's sum this, that's 13, and keep the sign, so negative 13. Different signs, we're going to take the difference here, 45 minus 18. If you need, calculators can be helpful, and I think we may use a calculator on the test. So practice, practice. Two negatives next to each other makes that positive, so we get negative 14, positive 19, so we're going to take different signs. So take the difference, that's going to become 5, and the sign of the bigger number, which is 19, so I'm going to get positive 5. Negative 3 squared is just really negative 3 times negative 3. Since it's in parentheses, keep the negative in there. If you're using your calculator and you accidentally do something like this, negative 3 squared, and that negative 3 is not in there, you're going to get a negative 9, which would be wrong. This is negative 3 times negative 3, which makes two negatives make a positive, so that's going to be a positive 9. Unlike this one, it's negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. Two negatives make a positive, but then times a negative, my final answer should come out negative. And all I have to do is 4 times 4 times 4, and I get 64. I mentioned in class, we're not doing these, but if you wanted to know, this is grouping, so that's associative property. This is changing but multiplication, that's commutative property multiplication, and this is the identity property. When you multiply anything by 1, it's itself. All right, moving on. Onward and upward, if I can get to the next page. Okay, so this is GIMDOS, so we start by grouping. 3 plus 4 is 7 squared minus 42 divided by 6 minus 20. 7 squared is 49. And then we're going to do 42 divided by 6, because our division comes first, that's minus 7, and then minus 20. And we subtract from left to right, so 49 minus 7 is 42, and minus 20 is 22. So that's number 11. I don't know why that's off the page, but there it is. Here we have 82 plus 4 minus minus, it's going to become positive, negative 15. So 82 plus 4 is 86. 86 plus 110 is 196, and then minus 15. It should be 181 as our final answer. GIMDOS, again, grouping, so we're going to start inside this parentheses, which is 6 squared minus 7, and then we have another grouping. And 2 to the 4th power, we could take care of that on the outside. 2 to the 4th power is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16. 6 squared is 36. And again, this is still in a group. 7 minus 36, different signs, positive 7, negative 36, so we're going to end up with a negative 29. With a negative, two negatives do make a positive, and so we get 16 plus 29, which is 45 as my final answer. You could try putting that all in your calculator at one shot. You have to be very careful. So I get 2 to the 4th power minus, and then I'm going to do parentheses, 7 minus parentheses 2 plus 4 squared that, and then close parentheses again. We should get 45, so as long as you can type it in correctly, it should be pretty good. All right, number 14, we get 5 squared, which is 25. 10 divided by 15 we'll do first before we do anything else. That's going to become 2 minus, and then 2 minus 7 is a negative 5. So I get exponents, division, and, sorry, where was I? Exponents, division, and then we do the grouping back there. 2 negatives do make a positive, so we get 25 plus 2, which is 27, plus 5, which should give us 32. Using the distributive property, can we distribute these? Boom, boom, boom. So if you recall, when you multiply negative 3/4 times a value like 16x, we could put that over 1 and we can multiply straight across, but we can also look for cross-canceling. And since 4 goes into 16 4 times, we actually get negative 3 times negative 4, which is a positive 12x. And we can do the same thing. Negative 3 over 4 times 4y, or 4 1 over y, and 4 goes into both of those 1 time, so that's going to give you minus 3y. And then one last time, negative 3 over 4 times negative 12 over 1, and 4 goes into that 3 times and once, and that's negative 3 times negative 3, which is a positive 9. And you are good to go. So that one was a good one where you had to write it out. Look, I took whole numbers, I made them look like fractions by putting them over 1, and then we look for cross-canceling. Alright, let's see, is this, we're getting there. Number 16, simplify. So the first thing we want to do is we want to distribute this negative. Negatives are pretty easy to distribute, they just become the opposite signs. That's 10x squared plus 5x minus 14. And then we drop these guys down. So we're going to combine like terms. So here I see negative 10x squared and negative x squared. That's going to become 11x squared, both negative, so they become more negative. And then I have the 11x by itself with the 5x, so that is going to add together. And then we have 14, so I just have to combine now these two. And then we're totally done. Okay. Next one. Again, we have to distribute the negative before we combine any like terms. So we get 10x, and that's going to become negative 5y plus 7x minus 10. And then we got plus 15 minus 13x plus 9y. I don't see any squared terms, but I see 1, 2, 3 x terms. That's going to be 10 plus 7, which is 17. Again, I guess we could write that out. 10x, 7x, and minus 13x. And if we add that together, we should end up with 4x left over. Next, we want to look at y. We have 9y and negative 5y. So 9y minus 5y, that should give me a positive 4y. And then all we have left is the negative 10 and positive 15, which should give me positive 5. Okay, next one, again, combine like terms. Nothing to distribute to start, so we can just go after it. Here's my x to the third, so I get 3 minus 2, which just gives me x cubed. And then next we're going to go with the x squared. And then the z's, we get 10 and 14 total. 10 plus 4 is 14z. 19, again, we're looking for like terms, highest exponents first. So we see 1, 2, and 3. Negative 3x squared, positive x squared, and 2x squared. If you actually look at these two, that would become 3x squared. That's a negative 3x squared, so actually all those just cancel out. I'm left with 5x and 2x, which makes 7x, and I get 8 plus 2, which is, oh, I apologize, that's a 2x, so I already canceled that one out. And then we have just 8. So I almost double counted that one. Good thing I did. Alright, now we gotta distribute this 3 and then combine like terms. So we get negative 4m squared plus 6 plus 3m squared minus 2 times 3, which is going to give me 6n plus 3 times 8, which is going to give me 24n squared plus 10n minus 12 plus n squared. So again, like terms, m, n, I think m comes first, so m squared, that's it. So negative 4, positive 3, that's going to be a negative m squared. Next we want to look for n squared, so we get 24 and that's just going to become 25. And then we have negative 6 and positive 10n, that's going to be a positive 4n. And then 6 minus 12 is negative 6. So there we go. Sorry, did the screen go dark? I apologize. Here we go. So hopefully you didn't miss too much of that as I was going through. So again, negative 4, positive 3 is negative m squared. 24 plus n squared is 25n squared. Negative 6 plus 10n is 4n, and 6 minus 12 is negative 6. All right. So here it says evaluate, so we're going to introduce 1 in for x plus 3 in for y, and then we're going to put everything else around it. So 1 plus 3 is just 4. 4 squared. We can take care of that is 4 times 4, which is 16, plus 8 divided by 4 is 2, and that becomes 18. Alright, so we have a word problem here where it says Frank has 25 books in his bookcase. Every month he buys 4 more new books. The total number of books in his collection is represented by the expression 25m plus 4. What's the total number of books Frank will have after 8 months? We just have to really plug in 8 for m. So we get 25 times 8 plus 4. And if you had 8 quarters, how much do you have? I hope you said $2, which would be 200 in this case, plus 4, so that would be 204 books. That's a lot of books. Okay? By the way, that expression is totally wrong. But mathematically, given that, that is the right answer. But they did that problem wrong. Sean solved the math problem on her homework. Her, and he, wow, this is a typo for sure. Shows work so you can check it. Read the question below. Look at his work carefully. If he is correct, write he is correct. However, if he made a mistake, circle mistake and explain. So let's take a look here. So he did 4 plus 5, which is 9. Good. And then he squares it, which is 81. And then right here is where he makes the mistake. You should have done 4 divided by 2 first. We should get 81 minus 4 divided by 2, which is 2, plus 8. And then 81 minus 2, which is, 79? And then plus 8, you should get 87. Okay, so we have to do division before subtraction. Alright guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Good luck.